Thank you for joining us right here on 15 Minutes of Infotainment. My name is Mr. TM, the Afro Man. Today on the show, we are celebrating the women, for it is International Women's Day, with the theme Generation Equality, realizing women's rights. Obviously, women are the society shapers. Obviously, we need to celebrate their participation in governance and in whatsoever sector of life. And that's what we'll be doing right here on 15 Minutes of Infotainment. With that said, let's open the show with a music video coming through from Tboy. And this year one is titled Mama.
She doesn't know I'm here, she doesn't know I'm coming. 2 days before Christmas with my mom.
Tboy running it.
Unavutika manigi pakutitabe nifike pando. Unavutika manigi pakutitabe tifike pando. Mama. Mama bangu, mama, mama basu, mama, mama bangu, mama basu. Ukambani bwe, muliye kubala chizende. Koma mlungu watamandike, tina badila kusata imwe. Ambiri ya matababana, kubasi ya bavutika. Ibambiri wa masi ya bana, kubasi ya bavutika. Unaliye siku ya kuti mutakate, mutisiye teka mutakate. Olopende mwenzo yambana na atate, unaliye kuti mutakate. Vutika maningi pakuti chabe nifike pando. Munavutika manigi pakuti chabe tifike pando. Mama. Mama bangu, mama, mama basu, mama, mama bangu, mama basu. Sirina chimwe pamoyo wano, amasiku makala pasiko pano. Amlungu wawonjeze siku zano, sokala kona sepa ziko pano. Ufunika como wanevana, basukulu banu babale bana. Mama bwerane motivinile, iboni yano motivinile. Tioneko maja, tioneko maja, yakubane. Celebrate you mama. Ambu Yesu Kristu azipitiliza kumusungane siku zonse. Kuti mukaleko masiku ambiri. Hakuti 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 Tiga Teka Amageroja Jani uko Kumfuweka
Tboy production, ladies and gentlemen.
She was married to the late Arthur Winner, a freedom fighter and academician. She eventually completed her high school education at Santa Monica High School in Los Angeles, California in the USA. She obtained a diploma in social work at Santa Monica City College. She also read for a Bachelor of Arts degree at the University of Zambia when it was first opened. She holds a degree in history and sociology. Miss Winner's passion for community work dates back to the early 1970s when she gave free service to the women's movement as a volunteer. She has served on a number of boards of non-governmental organizations and as president of the Young Women's Christian Association, where she was instrumental in promoting women's human rights agenda, resulting in the establishment of the Victim Support Unit under the Zambia Police Service. Madam Inonge Winner, we celebrate you. Happy International Women's Day to you. Thank you for still staying with us right here on 15 Minutes of Infotainment. On the digest today, we are digesting it off with Lawino, who happens to be the founder and CEO of Black Billionaire. All right, welcome to Celebrities Digest.
Yeah, Shani Bossism. If you know, Laka.
You are awesome.
Why do you keep on laughing though?
Oh, yeah, I'm just feeling good.
Oh, okay.
Great.
I'm good, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm awesome. Thank you so much for sparing time to feature on our show.
You're welcome.
All right, so here we like starting our interviews on a lighter note.
Okay.
Quickly, what are the 3 things that best describes who you are?
I try to be different. I like to think outside the box, and I'm innovative.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what would you say is the mission statement that you have with your music?
Looking at the state of Zambian music right now, I wouldn't say I'm a happy person. You understand? So my main aim has always been taking the music, Zambian music out there and just giving us a whole different face and us being able to tell the Zambian story to the rest of the world. And that's the reason why, if you have had a chance of listening to my music, I always try to make it have that international feel, because I don't only want to sell the music in my own country, but I also want to export the music out there. So I definitely want to change the game, and I want Zambian music to sell out there.
So what defines the type of music that you do?
I think it has, mostly it has African elements to it. I am African, and there's no way I could be put on the same pedestal with Jay-Z and be able to compete like in the same way. So I need to represent where I come from. I need to represent my roots. So definitely Africanism is attached to most of the things that I do, you know, when it comes to music.
Don't you think also language has a certain way that it features in music?
Yeah, yeah.
If you want to export what is really ours, why wouldn't you want to embrace our very own language?
There's so many ways to sell a product, and I believe there's a certain sound that is acceptable out there, and also the quality of the music that you're doing, and also the investment that you make. So I wouldn't say I would never do a local song. You understand? So language does not define what determines what a local song is. We've got Nigerians that are selling their music out there, and mostly they're using their indigenous languages. So it's all about the sound, it's all about how you are packaging your product. Those guys have really invested in everything that they are doing. You understand? So language is not really a barrier. One thing that I've actually noticed is that with most of the big artists that we have in the country, it's like each and every artist becomes content way too easily. It's like they don't really have a foresight of, you know, elevating the music and taking it to another level. It's like they are just comfortable with them making hit songs within the borders of Zambia. Very true. We have a few people that are striving to do great stuff that will go out there. And J-Rox, Roberto are just one of the few names that I know. Most of the people that I have seen, most of the people that have been on the scene for the longest time are still doing mediocre kind of videos. Their sound hasn't really improved. It's like they're still trying to prove something to the Zambian people that they've already done. You understand? We are not seeing new stuff. We are not really seeing people that have a bigger goal and they're projecting their music to really sell out there. And that has been one of the biggest challenges that we are facing so far. Because you find that there's new guys who would actually think this is just the normal thing. Because trust me, I had posted something on my Facebook page, And I was talking about at some point a Zambian artist winning a Grammy.
Yeah.
And then there's this certain white guy who grew up in Zambia but he's based in the States now, gave me a few pointers and mentioned a lot of things that are hindering Zambian music to really go out there. And language was one of them, sound was one of them. Also how we package our music and how serious the Zambian artists are. It's like we are just doing music as something that we can do, but we're not really investing, so that becomes a big problem. You understand? So I am urging I'm actually challenging the big artists. It's not for me to start mentioning names, but I'm urging you guys to really, really, really pull up your tokens, and we need to start working very hard, because you selling music in our country is not enough, man. Like, we need to sell our music out there. Yeah. And that's one thing that we need to start striving. I mean, 15 years in the game and no international award. What the heck are you doing? That's too much.
In context of Black Billionaire, what would you say you are doing different as a record label compared to these labels that are on the ground? That's what we are doing. Celebrities Digest.
First things first, our record label sponsors an artist from inception. I think we are the only record label that caters for everything. You know, when it comes to recording sessions, when it comes to video shooting, when it comes to imaging an artist, when it comes to putting an artist's music on different distribution platforms. These are international and local. And also just seeing to it that the image of an artist is branded in a certain manner, because we believe we don't only want to sell music in our country. So we want to sell our music out there, and we want our artists to be able to be, you know, nominated for international awards. Then the other different thing that we have done is that, first things first, I think we're the first record label to actually sign artists from other different countries. So we are not only looking at Zambia, we're also looking at other countries. Now, the main reason why we're doing that is because we have noticed that it's been very difficult to get our music out there. So we're trying to use a different strategy in getting our music out there. So let's say, for instance, if we have an artist signed from Ghana, of which we already have, like we have 2 artists signed from Ghana. If those artists have shows, and then we get maybe 2 artists to be part of their shows, we believe that is like a direct way of marketing ourselves, because these people will actually be easily accepted in those countries, and this actually becomes easy for us to even have other shows in other different countries without a struggle.
All right, so here always we like ending our shows with the random hotspot. We ask you 3 questions randomly surrounding the history of Zambia and expect you to answer each one of them under 30 seconds.
History of Zambia? Let's go. I'm just kidding.
All right, my first question. Who was the first lady of Zambia from 1964 to 1991?
Hey! Do you mind answering that question? Huh?
Yeah.
Answer it.
Mama Betty Kaunda.
Oh, yeah, great.
What is the name of a former Zambia Army captain who attempted a coup?
Captain Solo.
The last question, obviously we are celebrating women. Name 3 female freedom fighters you know.
Madam Betty should have been one of them. Okay, I would not lie. I think that's the only random person that I could think of.
Alright, so there's Mama Betty Kaunda, there's Mama Kankasa, there's Mama Chika Moneka.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Thank you very much for making us feel.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna go on and on and on.
And on that note, we end 15 minutes of infotainment. Thank you so much for being part of our show. We are celebrating a woman right on this episode of 15 minutes of infotainment. My name is Mr. TM, the Afro Man. On behalf of my camera personnel and director, Ayo Daka, here's what I need to tell you, Chapwafia. But disclaimer, do not spend so much time in front of your screens. If it's beyond 15 minutes, turn it off.